这个游戏启动有点慢啊，我怀疑这个用Unity 做的这个游戏啊，它优化好像不是很好啊。来吧，继续我们的游戏啊。我们已经第一天已经到达了，快结束了哈，第一天了。这上去这一条路是我们用一个检定给打开的路哈。我要拿这件衣服啦，我想要这件衣服。哎呀，还要走上去啊！等一下啊，这边可以走哎。哦，这里是这里哦，那我知道了啦。
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
What?
When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
诶，这个白色的矩阵，那
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
我靠！我不可能使用，你看，我没有鬼丛玲珑的话，我没办法过去啊。那就是我们就用其他的方法。
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK. His eyes trace the crane's contour, as if trying to memorize its majestic shape. Then he notices your gaze.
亏。
Yes, we were in the middle of something. Your clock. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
哎，靠！干这鬼丛林呢？我看一下哈。我先看一下我的装备有没有什么是可以增加鬼丛玲珑的。啊？这没有办法，不是？鬼丛林，哎，什么东西让我鬼丛玲珑减2？低腰的喇叭裤和绿色皮鞋。 那就不要啊！低腰喇叭裤，这样我的鬼丛玲珑多少了？我看一下哈，我使用这个的话，是不是有可以增加鬼丛玲珑的？我学多我的啊！你这个哈，你这个已经开启了，可以这个思维内化了，跟你还没有开启的。 几乎颜色是区分不出来的，这是在搞什么？这个这么亮，这才这么一点点亮，这那么暗，他们两个区别很少，我怎么知道啊？真的是，这有做游戏的，不知道自己有没有玩过。我现在鬼丛玲珑啊
，42
号
is still caught on the railing.
等一下啊，我先不用管了。 什么东西？哦，鼻灵通。我先拿这个东西啊。 这个可以拿，这个可以拿，很简单啊。我们只要进去这个门，左上角这个门进去不就好了吗？这有什么？这什么钱啊？来干嘛？这有钱没？钱呢？你不会从这边跳不就好了吗？我们下去好了哈。是什么东西？拿到的这个什么东西？可以干嘛？哦，食髓知味是不是？哎，这干嘛？没有任何的功效啊！我穿这样会不会太靠腰？我看一下啊。但是这个可以增加从容自若呢，这个可以增加食髓知味，我们还是把它穿上了啊。我现在没点数啊，我现在85，我现在赶快哈，赶快去升一个级好了。记住那个衣服啊！你这小孩子不回家，我真的是，真的很夸张。我要来车子前面啊！这个人怎么会一直在这边啊？我觉得你这个游戏哈，没有把白天晚上做出来。等一下啊，我现在的任务有一个是什么？买下。等一下，我有一个任务是，用金的短电波台查询序号。对。
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
装甲学序号。
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, do you know it? Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow.
明天哦，还要等到明天哦。这个东西不是电脑打一打就有了。
International Collaboration Police (ICP) is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
No, and I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. I'm in 57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
看一下啊，过了一天重新再问啊。明天去注意工会啊。手册。我的那个警证，我拿到那个衣服里面应该有警证哦。我睡觉了呢，睡觉时刻来了呢。 我们来问一下这个一直在丢石头的人。我觉得这个小孩子哈，晚上就应该不会在的啦。你这样子很不写，代入感太差了，你知道吗？不写实嘞。
Fuck does Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Shit. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that.
You can't do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck at you again.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right?
有一个猪头啊，
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
试听带。
Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer. That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
闪电丸，
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
我不想嗑药啦。美奥兰是怎么回事？
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
我失败了。
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
But
Don't teach him, Kuno. He's going to use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're going to OD and you're going to fucking die.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that.
毕竟是什么？
Whatever, piggy.
从屋顶进入港口吗？
Course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the Ducky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig. Not for you, pig. Kuno can't wait to see you get all scared and shit your pants.
Kuno can't wait to see you.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Is it? You got whatever, piggy. Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno doesn't fuck.
靠，我没得到任何点数。
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
真的还假的啊？天人感应，我来研究。这个还在研究啊，这个可以放弃吗？等一下啊，这个东西是不是装了就没办法啊？你要放弃还要一个点数啊！我靠，这太扯了啊。这个要小心啊！这个要装的时候你要小心欸。这个啊，像这个装了你没有任何的加成，这个就错了啊。你这个装了也拿不下来了嘞。但是我现在要知道这个寡头公司，先停止啊！这个15个寡头公司，从容自若，暂时加值。等一下啊，暂时加值。他说可以，这个标新立异。思维加值啊，这个装了就不能再那个了吗？它原本是标新立异是暂时的，但是我现在已经装了的时候呢，我就可以永远了，是不是？暂时博学多闻，这个研究完的话就会永远了。暂时研究加持，强变好胜减1耶，这都是会减1的。那我不知道我为什么我要研究这个啦？听不懂欸，干。shit， 管他的，我现在要去找那个警察。10点了，我希望他还在啊。我现在必须要怎么样？等一下，我到底要怎么样？现在要把它拿下来好了，我先存档。
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots.
Yes, we do. Someone else? You mean like...
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
好吧。
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch, that's a good spot to aim.
把绳子绑在树枝上的滑扣那里。
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take this.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket.
Unzip.
And produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Cartridge.
Securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant...
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's desk was the wrong choice. His shoulders are raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana pointer! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, an A9 Armistice, before. At some point, it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
Cool.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
手眼协调，手眼协调。
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, slick, with the falling rain. The corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind, and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's
哎呀，
crying.
增加了呢，你看到没有？
Cry now,
增
fucking
加
vanity.
了，增加了啦，成功了，增加了哎。
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slumped down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Communism.
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right.
哦，我现在那个内陆帝国是有一种很奇特的一种直觉，然后可以直接知道答案。Communism.
Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Ace is high.
The Ace is High, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. You could add an Ace's low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another.
完全可以再加上一次低级掌。
The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt. Feels like that low ain't gonna connect. Chill, it's gonna connect. But then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an Ace's low hanging.
OK， 我看一下，我又多了一个低级掌了。哎，这个好啊，低级掌哎，这个当然好啊，这个练这个啊，它可以加2哎，通达情理。哎干，但是我现在这个时间有没有办法？暂时的有没有通达情理有没有暂时加2啊？哎，我现在通达情理是1嘛，对不对？要是我思维连上的时候，通达这个这样子的话，有没有变成3呢？通达情理没有啊。他妈的，这个要整个把它研究完的时候，充完电，它这个加2才会上来呀、所以说标新立异这样子吧，就这样子。哇，有很多呢，我不一定要全部，我现在要比较好的我才要去加啦，真的。我现在不一定。因为为什么我这个还没完成，我就可以得到一个标新立异了？我还没完成，我就可以得到博学多闻。我停止了。对啊，那我现在思维内化，我可以加1。那照理来说，我现在这个通达情理怎么没有办法马上加？这也是很奇怪啊。不懂。我现在有多一个点啊。先看一下，继续玩一下，接下来会需要什么
I knew these guys were.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
Improve.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene.
Litigation.
I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Stinks. 验尸。太平间。对啊。
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all. Your station would not have assigned you the case otherwise. This case is important. In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative, but we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go. Yes, and those were the interviewees. Let's go.
好吧，你这么晚了，你还要继续搞？你有什么话要讲吗？
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
可以啊。我不能睡，我现在没钱啊。对啊，讲讲话嘛。
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Autopsy.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
等一下啊。
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into...
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe.
内陆。等一下啊，我先存档哈。我想要把我现在的这个点数呢，投资到内陆帝国。我还有个点数嘛，对不对？投资到内陆帝国。因为内陆帝国可以完全穿越事实。
The rotting man, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. The lips of the corpse are swollen.
Who is he?
我再试一次啊！ 我申请内陆地，然后我再看一下我的装备啊，有什么是？你看内陆帝国加一耶，还有什么东西是可以增加内陆帝国的？我试试看吧。
The rotting man, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. The lips of the corpse.
Who is he?
读取进度，再一次就好啊。应该可以这样子啊。它这个是属于
The rotting man,
这
the
个是属
lieutenant
于
adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
这是属于白色检定，我可以先检定一次。
The lips of the corpse.
好，
Who is he?
然后因为它是白色检定，我可以在内陆帝国这样子啊，然后我这样子我还可以再检定一次。
The rotting man, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep
Yeah.
breath. I'm gone.
我已经走了，你去哪里？我们已经知道，但是你是谁？
I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about jokes either. A killer, a motherfucker, and a killer.
你是一个杀手。
Go ahead, Coppo. Into the wild pale yonder.
Beyond the
In the past, way out in the west.
是在西方啊。
The blue heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do. Fuck it hard. Corpo Bodak. He means force. It'll work. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagine. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Here you go, you loony.
我的名字是罗尼吗？
Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Harry，
You can be anything you want, brother Corpo. Because you have. Do I remind you of someone? A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously. You sure wriggled out of that one, Coppellini. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams. Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Rooney。
Come back later, Corpo.
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea. You must have me confused with the Coppepedia. You, sir, you are the Coppepedia.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
Yeah, we got this. We're smart. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Organ.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
KK57.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
Moldy.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th, 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None, at least not after the initial examination.
无处理痕迹，处理痕迹。
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
We should start the post-mortem.
the corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copy paper tries to answer why.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else. Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
OK，
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a triggered mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
润发油。
More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. And for a fraction of a second you feel something. An irregularity. But then it's gone. Too minute to register in your mind. What was what? Brilliantine. There's brilliantine in his hair.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
石头砸过，胸部跟大腿，胸部跟大腿。
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
动物掠食的表征欸。
Ligature mark. Still wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
这个是红色检定欸。
You are? This pig is Kuno's. You are? This...
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
对啊，当然要讲一下话，我当然比较有把握可以成功啊，但是我还是这个没办法啊。
The belt is the knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there.
这个是不
Steady
能
now, like a flower arranger.
是
2 cuts and it
强
should
身
come
体
loose.
健，强身体健也，我现在也没办法变换我的服装了。强身体健，好吧，我觉得可以试试看吧。强身体健是吧？
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia...
Now! Let's get off and see!
I fucking knew.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
OK， 右手有
In
伤。
addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
他是一个佣兵啊，他打仗很久，20年。
We have a real museum here, of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
The hand feels heavy, filled with decay liquids, like it's ready to explode if squeezed hard enough. You're suddenly repulsed, so much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
我靠，这是检查也太多了吧？
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
大脑因供血不足而受损。
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
舌骨折
Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking.
靠，不能随便乱选。
Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, NA.
不检查了，不检查了。
Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
就这么写吧，臭死了。
Gastrointestinal.
粪便
This'll do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list?
创伤描述。
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fills. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
咬伤跟挫伤。
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
鸟布。
And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury?
挫伤。
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
Postmortem. Perpetrate.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
致命吧。
No, it's not.
Fucking fail as shit, Sailman!
Bitch saying your injuries weren't fatal, Kuno. You gonna let it stand?
I do what I want, see? Learn it?
Right. Next, a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
致命啊！致命啊！
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
好吧，他说即使在这么臭的状况下呢，这也还是一个非常专业的autopsy 啊。
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg. For processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
"不能啊，五管发达干！我现在存档啊。我现在有一个点数啊，五感发达。五感发达。 我可以这样子啊，我可以先，我现在当然不会跟你运走啊，不可能运走了。我可以
The
直接先
man
挑
is
战。
decomposed. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
我可以这是一个白色检定。
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. The genitals in his breeches continue to be unnoteworthy. You see the penis of a dead man. If you've seen it once, you've already...
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something? Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, being old man? You want a piece of the Kuno? What?
Only if all else fails.
Kuno looks like he gets around. Knows Martinez. Or remember the buttons on that intercom over there, on the side of the building next to the Whirling? One was for Revachol Ice City. Perhaps it's a clue.
Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
「等一下啊，我没有机会检定啊。我想要一次过了哈。我现在五感发达。
The man is deep. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing.
Damn it. This is turning. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep. You run your hands over the victim's cold body. His fingernails have turned dark.
Do you think we missed something? I worked as one of those processing guys for a year. They are butchers and clowns. I once saw 20. In short, you and I are the last line of detection. If you're not sure we got everything, we need to look again. And for that, it would have to be in the...
Fuck are you looking at?
Only if all else failed.
Or remember the buttons on that intercom over there, on the side of the building next to the Whirling?
This is one task we cannot sideline.
等一下啊，等一下啊。读取。五感发达。有什么东西会五感发达？没有，我现在先去那个，我现在先去那个找老板啊，然后我先睡觉，对吧？靠，晚上怎么变那么这样子啊？
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
我被冻死啊！
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Good luck trying to use it.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
快点啊！12点之前要睡觉啊！
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Radio people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
谢啦。
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
快点啊！我想要赶快让他睡觉啊。
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here? The pawn shop is always open.
《食髓知味》，看一下啊，《食髓知味》。 干食髓知味吗？看一下食髓知味啊，食髓知味加1啊，食髓知味加2啦，对啊，食髓知味啊。 我干脆就直接加给食髓知味就好了，没关系。食髓知味，它这个还可以重复挑战。
What brings you here?
Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately.
OK， 没关系啊，我这样子我在食髓知味，我还有个点数嘛，直接打开食髓知味。我想要知道它嗑什么药。 食髓知味在哪？这样子我还可以再挑战一次。
Greetings on this fine night.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
这个什么啊，顽痛啊，这是什么
A
啊？
drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them. Prolidon is just something you know, since the People's Power disaster. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take it for radiation sickness.
OK，
He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out.
不错
There
啊。
wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile.
哎呦，
So much disappointment, an early death, cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's, everyone's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but a bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance. A primitive nuclear reactor. Whose construction began, needless to say, an emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my
你
man.
可不可以分我一点啊？
Have you tried it before?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks. He won't be your knock, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
If you say so, here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
当然要拿
Of，course.
当然要拿。
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a misc banger?
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiance.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
走了啦，
Another time, perhaps.
可以啊。道具有新的啊？我有这个哈，我靠！靠，生命值减1，心智加1耶。这个哦，我等一下储存再来搞好了。我先回去啊，赶快哈，赶快赶快！我有钱啊！赶快给老板，我要睡觉啊！然后那个谁就会去睡觉，然后我就去脱鞋子吧，就这么简单啊！这老板真不通人情呢！我是警察，你不会做个人情给我吗？
Can I help you? Yes, have you got them well? Great, thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow.
晚上我
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
OK。
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes.
好吧，我现在存档哈，你赶快去睡啊！我现在存档，存档啊！我还可以升级哦。赶快睡啊！
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
我先不搞啊，等一下啊，载入进度。我不想搞，我先不打开，我不去点它啦，就是我不去点它。我不去点它，对不对？我不去点它。我先睡啊。
This is the door to the room you...
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
好吧，干还不睡哦你。 我还要去拿
The
蝎子
air
呢。
outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Very see.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going. You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. We performed a thorough initial inspection of the victim's body, so that's good. One could say it's the main thing to do in a murder. Then you shot the body down, which was quite a shot. I admit I wasn't sure whether I should give you the gun, but I'm glad I did. Your shot enabled us to perform a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we're missing something, but we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great. Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean. Not always the right people, I'm afraid. We weren't able to find the union leader, Evrard Claire, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Okay, to-do
We
list.
talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have...
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important.
我会赶快拿到我的什么？
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Right.
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve the station in cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, Like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuraga's glasses light up as he looks to the sky.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
The Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. Okay. There are a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. Do you? My kind of police officer.
好啦好啦好啦。
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
他妈的！靠，快点啊！你赶快去睡啊！ 啊，你去吧，你去睡吧，我有事啊，我先走了。我还要去看鞋子哎，你怎么都打烊了？你怎么老板还在呀？我觉得你们应该要开到2点啊。小朋友不会还在吧？ 他在这边睡啊！我现在要储存啊！干！
The man is decomposing visibly now. The body is reluctant to let go of the boots.
Whoa! Kudos.
Yeah, fuck it to pieces for us, liar cop.
妈，你们这些两只不睡觉也这样子，也太不合理了吧
It's not completely useless. You're able to reveal a little more of the putrid polymer sock beneath the boot. It's not completely useless. It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter or two. Just relax. This is easy. This is happening. It's heavier than you'd think. You're forced to drop it back down immediately. The corpse lands on the ground. Damn, you're out of shape. In your defense, the corpse was quite slippery. This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off, with nasty slices of polymer sock stuck to even bigger pieces of skin.
Look, he's skinning the fucker up good. Puka style.
Hell, keep at it, pig.
The legs look like they've been clawed at by wild animals. As for the boots, you can't possibly do anything with them until you've cleaned and disinfected them thoroughly.
Disinfect. 消毒 disinfect。这个双腿被野生动物撕扯，然后头也像被鸟弄过，这很奇怪。
Yes, these absolutely need to be washed before. The stink is incredible. Didn't the Whirling have a kitchen?
靠！我要去厨房洗哦。
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
够了啦。
Come back late.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead, to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then, past the video rental store on the corner.
五感发
There,
达。
at the end of a street lined with pine trees.
能言善道。可是这个博学多闻就没了呢。也就是说，你这个加二的是跟这后来要研究出来的是没有差的哦。这是一点哦。所以说到底要研究什么？这，我不研究这个哦，我研究第15个挂头公司，这应该还可以再研究啊，这个还要有一个解锁才可以研究。老爷啊，干！
These boots were probably left. Hopefully soon you'll know more about them.
我现在要去去厨房吧。对，去厨房。快点啊，时间不多了。今天我要睡觉啊。那个已经睡了，是不是？那个已经不在了，那个去睡了。欸，关了啊！哎呀，干他妈的！
Can I help you?
妈的嘞，关了呢。至少我蝎子。 我已经拿到蝎子了啊！我等到晚上的时候啊，9点的时候吧，这个就把它引开，然后我可以去清洗啊。对啊，对啊，我现在还可以。 我现在还可以升级。我现在1点在睡啊，1点在睡。这是什么东西？ 这也太好笑了吧！你这些 NPC 晚上要回去睡觉才对吧？你这是真的很扯啊！
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
哎，我怎么 不小心成功了。
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline. No one is listening to your words, but it doesn't matter. You feel pride. Now, with your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
拿着这个衣服啦，这个衣服上面有没有什么我的背景啊？哦哟，天人感应跟同舟共济耶，这个是什么？我看一下啊，这是同舟共济是不是？这个是更强的啦，这有天人感应呢。这只有同舟共济嘛？这有同舟共济跟天人感应啊。当然是穿这个啊。总不能穿啊。这设计有点奇怪，怎么会不能穿？啊？该不会我要从那边过去吧？这是谁在那边？等一下啊，这什么东西？
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens are not."
这有个电话啊，这个全部把它拿走。靠！
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawer opens smoothly. Inside, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Coulon, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamro are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
意志坚定。
Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist. Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague letters float before your eyes. You are a police officer, not a spiritual healer.
意志坚定。
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. It appears to be a to-do list written in large. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled. Doesn't look too incriminating, but still feels like a find. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes,
Leo.
special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor. All items on the list, the drawer slides shut smoothly.
干他妈！赶快拿东西啊！我要睡。 对啊，拿东西拿一拿，要回去睡觉了。每片啊，我从这边上去啊。不能回去了，是不是？这边走是走，要走去哪里？对啊。不行啊！我要赶快回家了。干，说不定走一走被那个谁抓到，被打死从这边出来就对了啦。啊？啊？嗯？我靠，那我不是困在这里了吗？靠呀，干！那我怎么下去？那要怎么回去啊？去哪？哎干！我怎么爬上去啊？shit！我可以从这边过去吗？这个应该可以，应该可以爬上到屋顶吧？这，shit，这好奇怪啊！我可以走上来，怎么不可能爬到屋顶上？出去了。
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the top. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young. The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. You take the painkillers. They are yours now. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, Prophet's disease, sudden. Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else. The enormity of the case before you dwarf. You stand and exit the booth.
Okay. So. So, where shall I go? 我觉得应该就是在那里。我看一下要从。我还要遗忘思想内化。干，那我这边睡好了啊。出去啊！这是干嘛？先捡这个。看，好多钱啊！上去。我来到这里啊。见微知著哎。带啊！这个手套。
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Faisal. To your disappointment, after rifling the pages, the magazine is divided into several sections. Internet.
干那个没有用了啊，没有用的资讯就不用。
The lyrics to this container song, the accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container.
妈的，我现在就是要下去啊！我要回家睡觉嘞，干。
A large table with two huge. You snatch out the red plastic card. It features a black contour of a crane lifting a container. The name, Etienne Bogart, is written in the middle. Below it, in smaller text, member of the board. It comes with a magnetic.
所以说我到底有没有卡片了啦？到 带我出去好不好？
The lyrics to this, the accent is so.
Container, Everard. He looks after everyone. Huh? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. How would people say us Ubies are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot? I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumors. Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Leo.
Oh, Mr. Everard is usually in his office, of course. But he already left for the day. He always leaves around 10 p.m.
Oh, 22点就走了啊。
Oh, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every...
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Okay.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors.
Oh. 绿色的、红色的就代表工会。
It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appeared to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
No, not really. Miss Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Yes, moving from inwards to outwards. By the looks of it, soon everything will be in Union colors.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now. Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Look.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
Titus.
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union, but him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some... I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days.
Okay.
Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellet. But everyone calls me Leo.
Leonard.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Boofed.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am. Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Lily.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so. And she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
Oh, mister, I do a lot more than that. I really do most everything. Bye-bye now.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and at Marsh. On. Arrête. Off.
全被挡好了啊！无人存档哎，干！
A rusting control panel with several knobs. To Marsh. On with a loud grind. The crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
然后呢？然后我可以过去，是不是？
With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
好啊，那我现在可以干嘛？
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. The